Well, I told you the story about Bata, and shifting trends, digital disruptions, and economic uncertainties are some of the factors influencing the leather industry. Mitumba shoes and new entrants offering better pricing are also disrupting businesses by firms that have been in operations for decades. Our reporter Benson had a conversation with Bata Kenya Managing Director Benson Okumu on issues shaping the leather industry, and this is how the conversation went. That interview is what is going to close for us our bulletin for tonight. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. My name is O'Brien Kimani. I'm leaving you with that interesting interview with Benson and Bata Kenya Managing Director Benson Okumu. See you again on Thursday next week. Have a good night.
You're still watching Prime Edition tonight, and we are having a conversation on Bata Kenya and its existence in Kenya. We know it's a footwear giant, the largest shoe manufacturer and retailer in Eastern and Central Africa, celebrating over 131 years of global success, 86 years of operations in Kenya. That is a huge conversation that we are going to have tonight right here at Prime Edition. And of course, to break down that for us, I'm joined by the Managing Director, Benson Okumu, who will tell us some of the innovative approaches and strategies that they have employed over the years to stay relevant and also to stay ahead in such an evolving consumer landscape. Welcome to our conversation tonight.
Thank you, Caroline. My name is Benson Okumu. I'm the Managing Director for Bata Kenya. One thing I have to start with is that I have to really thank our customers and consumers who have supported us, the brand, and who have been with us over the years. Bata has remained an iconic brand in the world and also in Kenya. And having been incorporated in Kenya in 1939, it has withstood all the external and internal factors, economic challenges, and today we still remain the market leader. And that has come because of a number of reasons. The first thing is that we are consumer-centric. Everything that we do globally, we put our consumers at the center of all our strategies. The second thing that we have, we respect our product. We believe that before we place a product to the consumers, it has to be durable, it has to be stylish, it has to be comfortable, and it has to be value for money.
We'll come to that. Yeah. But I'd like us to just give us an overview of the footwear industry, as we narrow in on Bata's business model.
Yeah. The footwear industry has evolved in a very interesting manner because we have companies like Bata who incorporated in 1939. We are structured in a way that we are very formal. We have our stores. First and foremost is that we produce shoes in Kenya, and 80% of what we have is produced in Limuru. Then we have the second-hand market. Then we have the Chinese imports that come in, and then we have all manner of imports which come into the market. So we have the formal market where we play. Then we have the informal market where we have the mutumbas, the second hand. Then we have another market which is between formal and informal, and it is the imports that you see all over. So that is how the footwear industry is structured at the moment.
Yeah. Could you give us the value?
It is very difficult to give you the total value of the footwear industry because we don't have very solid records for this. You go to Kenya Association of Manufacturers, any other institutions, we really don't have. So what we do is that we look at what we sell in the market in terms of our turnover proposition, in terms of our production proposition. Then when we compare with the population, then we get a rough idea of what our market share is. But having the real number crunching, we don't have solid numbers on this.
Maybe Bwana CEO can walk us through the Bata business model and also what makes it a winning strategy in Kenya's retail landscape.
First and foremost, we have a production facility, state-of-the-art production facility in Limuru, which has a capacity of 30 million pairs. So we produce locally, so ours is Buy Kenya, Build Kenya. The second thing is that durability, comfort, value for money and quality. It's at the center of our products. So that makes us the market leader in terms of what we provide in the product. And then you also, the network distribution, our store network distribution, we have over 126 stores countrywide. So availability is also important here. So having the right product, having the right network distribution, having the right network distribution is actually very important for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over the years, Bata Kenya has expanded its offering, and as we look around, we have seen a wide range of fashionable, of course, casual footwear, as opposed to iconic, or rather classic, if I may call them that, the likes of Taffies, the likes of Safari boots. I'd like to know from you, what's this, when it comes to this impressive strategy, or rather the one you're talking about, what are the key factors driving this growth?
I will tell you. Our strategy is simply honoring the past as we shape the future. We have products which came in the earlier years. You've just mentioned them. We have the Taffies, we have the Safari, we have the Ngomas. They have been there for a long time. You can't run away from them, and people still buy them, and they sell big. But at the same time, we have products which are now coming in for the future. You have the red label, like the shoes you're wearing. You have the Bata red label. You have the Hush Puppies. You have the North Star. So we honor the past with our heritage brands as we shape the future with the stylish and comfort that the consumers need.
How do you choose the market locations?
It depends on a number of things. It depends on, first and foremost, the economic need for a particular location. I'll give you a typical example. We choose it, it can be a new market location. And how do you get a new market location? You just look at the economic progression of that area. For instance, you will see that their banks are coming up there. There are supermarkets which are coming up there. Those are some of the indicators that tells you that the allocation is ripe for us to go there. You'll see that there's a bank there, there's probably a supermarket there, there are schools there, there are institutions, and then that tells you that the allocation is ripe. The other aspect that we consider is that we could be having a location where we have a Bata store, and you can see that the growth of that store is growing very fast over time, and there is need to probably add another store in a location which is nearer to that particular store. So it depends on how the economic space of a location is taking place, and what is happening on an existing location that we have that informs the growth.
That has led now to the 126 outlets that you have talked about throughout the country. Okay. Now, looking at the retail sector, it's dynamic and has its challenges. How has Bata Kenya maintained resilience in such an unpredictable environment?
I'll tell you, because we have kept our eye on the ball. We have ensured that we do not want to be pulled away or to be distracted with other factors that are not within our strategies and the operational factors. And I'll give you a typical example. One of the things that has come into that space, what you're talking about, is price. Because this is a very price-sensitive market. You just said that the retail has had a lot of challenges. Yes, there are people who have come into the market and they have come with the price wars, but we have refused to be dragged into the price war. We have maintained that we'll have the right product with value for money and quality instead of pushing the price war, because we believe that when we engage in a price war, it's just a race to the bottom. So we have really ensured that we keep our eye on the ball and react to market dynamics other than the competitor.
And that brings me now to the next question, because actually you've just answered in terms of opportunities that Bata Kenya has capitalized on to stay ahead in such a competitive market. Are there other, apart from price, not engaging in price wars, are there other strategies that you have employed to stay ahead of the market?
Innovation. The first thing that I told you is that we have products which have been there over time. And as a market leader, we also lead innovation in bringing in new products. Because I'll give you a particular example. Right now, we are sitting in a store where behind you we have the sneaker studio. This sneaker studio has evolved in such a way that today, quite a number of people use sneakers even with suits. The Gen Zs or the young people, they use sneakers. So we have reacted to market demand, yes, and the consumer what the consumer wants into the market demand, number one. Then the technological advancements. We have machines in our state-of-the-art factory which now can produce better and quality footwear. And then number three, the people. We have very skilled staff who have been with us over time. And remember, people are the most important asset of any company. So when you have people who are skilled and have worked with you for a long time, so you end up having the right setup. So it's the consumer, it's the innovation, it's the people, and the technological advancements.
Okay, and we'll come to innovation and technological advancement, but you have mentioned Gen Z, which is shaping the consumer trends in our current country. How is Bata Kenya adapting to these trends to attract and retain younger customers?
Today,
We'll come to innovation and technological advancement, but you have mentioned Gen Z, which is shaping the consumer trends in our current country. How is Bata Kenya adapting to these trends to attract and retain younger customers?
Today, we have, first and foremost, what we do is that as the market leader, and because we want to shape the footwear industry, what do the young people want in their shoe? First and foremost, they want style. Yes, and that style and casualization. That reacts very well with what I was telling you is the sneakers. The kind of variety and quality of sneakers that we are bringing in is large, very high. So we have a range of collection in the sneaker setup. And what we have done also is that if you come to the sneaker studio, we also have some brands which we are agents for. We have the Puma and we have the Adidas. So it is a one-stop shop for shoes for both the Gen Zs and everybody in the family.
Talk about innovative approaches that you have employed. I'd like you to speak more on that, especially in this disruption that we are seeing in the technological space.
What we have done is that, especially in the technology, it has been in two forms. State-of-the-art machinery, producing the right shoes with the right machines, with the right productivity, so which makes it more cost-effective. And then the other thing we have done is that in our stores, we have also added what we call the postworks, the systems that we have in our stores. Our stores are all networked, that if you go to one Bata store and you miss your size or this type of shoes that you wanted in that store, they are able to link you up with another store where that shoe is, and we can even deliver it to you. So it is in terms of production, it is in terms of our systems in the store, and also in our distribution system where we have the warehouse management system, which makes it very, 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 very fast to react to the market the market needs in terms of availability and distribution.
And does this ensure that the product and branding resonates with the needs and expectations of the Kenyan market?
Yes, yes, and that is where we are growing, because the products that we have today. Remember, I've told you, Bata Kenya is the only footwear company in Kenya today which has shoes for all ages and for everybody in the family and for all occasions. Whatever age, whether it is children, whether it is the teenage, whether it is the ladies, whether it is the men, we have the shoes for them. And these shoes we also have for all occasions, like I've told you, whether it is a wedding, whether it is a school, whether it is for the office, we have that shoes. And for all occasions, again, like I said.
How are you enhancing, you talked of customers being the center of Bata Kenya. Yeah. How do you enhance this customer experience in the stores? Yeah. The 126 stores that you've mentioned countrywide.
Training of our salespeople is very, very important. We train our salespeople very consistently. We have training programs for them that we keep on refreshing, so such that when you come into our stores, you find the right ambience first in the store, then you find the right customer service. So the way you get the service, and then our stores are, like I told you, they're hygienic, the ambience, and the service, customer service.
Has digitization impacted your operations?
Yes, of course it has, and it will, but we are abreast to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How are you doing that?
You see, one thing is that what we have done is that every time that there are technological advancements, we have a particular center which we have globally in Lausanne, Switzerland, which actually ensures that they are abreast with the digital advancements which happen, and they roll it down into operational companies.
There are plans maybe to integrate more of e-commerce and maybe mobile app features to reach customers where they are.
Yes, we are looking into that. And again, I'll repeat here that as a market leader, we have to lead in that. I don't think there's any other footwear company which is doing this, and we are working with stakeholders, and we're also looking at doing it internally. We are at an advanced stage, and what we have done now is that we have a regional person who has just come into the company who will be taking care of that. Yeah.
Last year, you did a lot of expansion.
Yes.
Yeah, about 85 outlets that you rebranded.
This is one of them where we are sitting at Alibai, and we have seen a lot of improvement in terms of the sales, because customers want to come into a store which looks good, and a store which it is very easy to identify your product. And we have seen quite a lot of growth. And despite the fact that we had challenges in 2024, remember the challenges of the floods and the challenges of the Gen Z protests, we saw a very good growth in terms of our top line. Yeah, so it actually resulted in a very good growth in terms of top line and bottom line.
Can you give us the numbers?
Yes, we grew 4% compared to the previous year. In 2023, to 2023, we grew 20% compared to 2022. Last year, we grew 4%, 2024 compared to 2023 in terms of the top line. And I think as much as it's not very high growth, but you can imagine with the kind of challenges that we have last year, most companies could not even make their previous year's numbers.
Looking ahead, what are the key priorities for Bata Kenya in 2025?
You see, the key priorities remain the same as what we have rolled, because I had a medium-term strategies. What I will start by telling you that my strategy believes in showing the people. We have to ensure that we reach the people where they were because of the expansion that you've just mentioned. We have to make sure that we have the right shoe for everybody in the family. I'm repeating this a number of times because it's very important, for all locations and available where they are. And that is why the expansion was there, and now we are going also into e-commerce. That remains our key delivery.
I also saw franchising as one of the way you're expanding your distribution network.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the franchising bits?
Franchising started very well, and again, because of the challenges that we had last year, it slowed down a bit. Today we have 4 franchise stores, and we have quite a number of applications also which are coming in. I believe that this year we should see more franchisees or more partners coming into the domestic franchising agreement or contract.
Are there plans maybe for new product lines?
You cannot run a footwear industry or a fashion industry without coming in with their new products. We have new products that come in every other 3 months, be it what is produced in Limuru or a few of the imports that we do, because consumers need variety and they need freshness. So there are new products that keep on coming in the market. That is part of our job. Yeah.
You talked about franchising,
yes,
which is partnership,
yeah.
Yeah. As well as store formats, which you've talked about, the way when a customer walks in, of course, yeah, whatever he sees, that is attractive, is very easy to, yes. So I'd like to know, how does Bata plan to stay innovative and maintain its leadership innovation or other position in the market?
Remember, what makes us stay abreast and continue growing into the market is reacting to the consumer needs. So long as we have supplying the right products at the right value with the right availability, we will continue growing. And that is where we have had 86 years of consistent growth in this country.
Looking at the current economic status that we are going through as a country, yeah, we have seen the consumers not having the money to spend, or rather the
disposable income.
Yes. So how are you navigating that as Bata Kenya?
You see, it is probably a plus to us. When you have those kind of challenges, most consumers do not want to try brands to try new brands. We are a consistent brand and a household brand, and consumers trust us. So it is easier for them to come to an outlet like Bata or to a brand like Bata, where they trust the brand and they trust a company like us, so that they are not gambling with a depressed disposable income. Yeah.
As we come to a close, I'd like to hear your closing remarks.
Yeah.
Having been in existence for over 86 years, yes, what should we look forward for in the coming years?
Variety in collections, style, comfort, value for money. That you should look for, and it will be always there in Bata, and we will always ensure. And apart from that, let me also say that I have to thank our customers or the consumers or the Kenyan people, the way they have stood with Bata over all those years. They have consistently come to Bata. They have made us #1 in terms of the footwear industry. And also one thing that I want to say at this particular point in time is that because of our support for the CSR, corporate social responsibility, we are there with the people, so we give back to the communities, and that is one way that we use in thanking them. So I'd like to tell our consumers and the Kenyans, the viewers in general, that we'll continue supplying you with the right product at the right price and at the right availability. Okay,
before I wrap up, you talked about corporate social responsibility, and yeah, I know you've been partnering with schools. I'd like you to further explain more about that CSR.
We have partnership #1 with Starehe Girls. Every year we go and give shoes to all the Form 1s. And then we also we have a partnership with SOS, you know, the SOS, where we contribute money to them. We do mentorship and skilling to them. And then we also have a number of orphanage homes that we support. Orphanage homes and girls' schools and, across the country.
Do you have training or other mentorship programs?
Yes, come again, say again.
Mentorship programs?
Yes, we have mentorship programs with schools, and this is now the SOS. We have mentorship programs with them, which we do twice a year. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for coming to, or rather sharing with us the journey that Bata Kenya has taken over the years. Yeah. Well, that is Benson Okumu, Managing Director, Bata Kenya, talking to us about the expansion strategy as well as innovative approaches that Bata Kenya has evolved, or rather has deployed over the years to ensure that they stay ahead in such a competitive market. My name is Ori Mujenga. Back to you in studio.